Today in class, we talked about polygenic inheritance. And just a review of the vocabulary, poly means many, and genic is referring to genes. So if you take a look at polygenic inheritance, it's a trait that's controlled by more than one gene, and it also may include two or more alleles. Although we're going to take a look at this gene that is controlling skin color, and it's actually what controls skin color is how much melanin is produced. And in this case, there's 3 genes. So we can say gene A, gene B, and gene C. And so each parent is going to have a gene for A, B, and C. If you look at this parent, they are actually heterozygous for each of the genes. This parent is also heterozygous for each of the genes. And we'll say the shaded in circle represents the dominant allele for those genes, and the unshaded represents the recessive allele. So this individual would have all of the recessive alleles for the 3 genes, and therefore they'd have a very light skin tone. They aren't producing a lot of melanin. If you look at this individual, they have all of the dominant alleles, and therefore they're producing all of the melanin and therefore the dark skin color. So among a population, you can see this medium skin tone is kind of the most popular. So this is a bell curve, so it usually shows a range of phenotypes. So in class, we talked about some other examples that are polygenic or controlled by more than one gene, like skin color, height, eye color. We talked about weight. So this is what makes it a little bit more difficult to do a Punnett square and just say, a child can have blue eyes or brown eyes. If you look at eye color, you'll notice some people have very, very pretty blue, clear blue eyes, and they have a brighter blue, and then there's green and there's hazel. So eye color, that's why it's actually more complicated than the simple genetics that we've been talking about. So according to this diagram, we talked about there being, again, 3 genes, gene A, B, and C. Those genes are working together to control skin color. This is phenotypically different than all of the single gene traits we were just looking at, where there was just like 2 phenotypes. In this case, there's actually several phenotypes. We also discussed what is the possibility of this combination of parents. Here's all the different possibilities that they could have children that are lighter skinned or darker skinned than they are. And then we took a look and said, okay, what if it was this individual and this individual? Could they have a child with this skin color? And the answer is no, because these parents are only going to pass on 3 of the alleles, and there would be no way of getting 4 of the dominant alleles when these are the only alleles that the parents have to pass on. So if you take a look at a parent at both extremes, you're going to have an individual somewhere in the middle, most likely.